so since last week, we talked about the jacking and stuff like that. Since last week, we wound up getting all our footings cut in the floor. The first thing we did is we had to put everything on what are called floor jacks to remove the old posts, because of course where the old posts were, new footings had to go. So all the old posts had to go and get moved around, and when you pan around, you'll see all the jacks that we have up to hold the house up while we're pouring the footings to get the new posts in and stuff, and the beams and such. And so it's been a busy week. I mean, it's cutting footings on Monday, so we had guys with wet saws in here cutting footings all day. We got all our rebar in. We're going to do that, pour that. That was all engineered and everything, and all the footings have been engineered. We do have the inspections coming today, so we can pour tomorrow. We cut in some windows, new windows, escape windows. We're replacing things. We got the chimney out of the way. We got some pockets cut back here to put beams in so we can jack up the outer corner, which is the major portion of the jacking we're going to do to get the slump out of the floor. And then today's just a little bit of cleanup, more demo, and hopefully tomorrow, because it's always kind of like you get on call for cement. So we have a mini mix truck coming out to give us some concrete tomorrow. So we're going to set up today for pouring concrete tomorrow. It was all demo last week. I mean, it was a lot. So we still have a bit of demo to go. Hopefully next week I'll start pushing the house up. So yeah, which will be the exciting part. I'll probably get hydraulic jacks for in here. The floor jacks are basically for support. You can use them to lift, but you have to use them in tandem, so you have to use two at a time, because one of them won't do it. You'll strain it way too much. So if you use two at a time, you kind of get that, teeter-totter effect as you can move up. So it takes a little bit of weight off of one, you put a little weight on the other. Everybody goes, oh, it's going to get jacked right up. It's like, slow. No, it's like I'll do a 1/4 of an inch, wait for things to creak, and then leave it for a little bit, then come back, wait for things to creak, because if you try to just go and jack the whole thing up, a house is not like one piece. It's a bunch of little pieces together, So when it jacks up, if you go slow, you can kind of let all that other stuff relax into place. If you just try to do it, you could just jack the whole corner up and go for it, but you may blow all your windows, or something else may occur. You don't want to just try to shove it up, Guys do come in and put in beams and they'll jack the whole house up, and you just kind of, they'll board all the windows, they'll do a whole bunch of other prep and stuff like that. And we're just trying to, we're not going to come in and blow this whole thing right up. We're just trying to, slowly kind of fix what we got going on. So, and it's not necessary just to shove it right up, So, and it's better that we don't. Because it's a historical district and trying to preserve all the windows, so we don't have to reglaze any windows and stuff like that. So once these footings gets poured, we're going to start putting beams up in the ceiling. We're going to have to pull stuff down. And as we do that, we'll probably do crib walls. So we'll put walls up, take walls down, put walls up, put beams in, take walls down. So it's going to be kind of like a little dance, which is kind of interesting to watch it go down and come up and go down and come up and stuff like that, because certain things have to happen in order, and you have to support things while you pull. Like these beams here have to get removed. So I have to pull these down, but I have to support the rest of this place before I move them down. But I need my footings in place so I can build cripple walls and pull beams down, and then when that's out of the way, we can put the beam back up. So concrete goes in here, and then there'll be like a little plinth sort of deal. I don't know the name, but there'll be a metal plate that gets attached to the floor that the beam sets into. So it's like a beam pocket sort of thing, or not a beam pocket, but a post base for that, and then all the posts go in here. So so what we've done is, because the whole house is settled in around where the stairwell was. So it's all over the place. You can see just it waving, and we're going to use that, which all the joists upstairs on the two upper floors here rest on, are those two walls. So those two walls, they of course didn't support them with any joists. It's in between the joists. They put them in between the joists. So now all that is sagged, and put all the weight on 3 to 5 joists. Take all the weight of the entire house. So now what we have to, the center of the house, I should say. And now we have to resupport that. So we're gonna put beams up in these joist bays and push the whole thing back up. So I gotta start down here and then just work my way up because we're opening up walls upstairs, we're resupporting spots that aren't supported anymore. It's gonna be a little bit of finagling to get everything back in place.